There is an informal industry that makes billions of untaxed revenues in Nigeria. It is recognized by the government, sometimes even used by powerful men to carry out their biddings. In 2020 alone, it generated over $300 million. That is 123 billion naira. For context, the entire Rivers State, which is the second highest oil producing state in the country, generated 117 billion naira. But guess what? All of that $300 million went into the pockets of just a few men. Let me show you how. This is Lagos State, Nigeria's largest city, kind of like the California of Nigeria. It is arguably Africa's top economic hub. Now, with over 15 million people living here, transportation is always a problem. Don't take my word for it. Take a look at this video. This is a traffic jam on one of Lagos' major roads. But no matter how choked these roads are, people still use them to walk every day. Well, not everyone in this city has their own car, and some that do simply don't use them on some of these roads because of how rough driving can get here. This is where these yellow buses come in. These are called danfos. Yeah, if you've heard the song Danfo Driver, this is where the name came from. I think I'm getting old. These drivers help road users get to work and back home and pretty much every other movement that allows economic activities to thrive in this city. But the drivers, as important as they may seem to the economy of Lagos State, are not very powerful when transportation in this city is concerned. The power in the transportation industry pretty much lies elsewhere with another group. On the streets of the city are a certain group of people, some with scars to show the battles they have fought and won. They are young boys, some middle-aged. When you see them, you'll be tempted to refer to them as unemployed, and you will be wrong. These people control billions of naira generated on the streets they ply. But rather than serve value to consumers as legal businesses do, they take value from businesses, just like the Italian mafia that reigned supreme in the United States back in the old days. This is the story of the notorious Lagos Agbero, a lucrative business headed by godfathers of the Lagos underworld. Lagos, with its lucrative transportation industry, is not very enticing for drivers anymore. When you wake up in the morning as a bus driver in Lagos, you are not thinking how much you are going to make that day. Rather, your thoughts are on how to avoid getting into trouble with one of these touts, popularly known as Agbero. These drivers are reportedly compelled to pay numerous charges even before they start working each day. There is the loading charge, the chairman's due, booking fee, and then one called something for the boys. There are 75,000 commercial buses or danfos in Lagos State. This data is according to the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority. All the drivers pay these charges every day. According to data aggregated by the International Center for Investigative Reporting, each of these 75,000 commercial vehicle drivers pays at least 3,000 naira every day. Tricycles, which amount to about 50,000, pay 1,800 naira daily, while motorcyclists hand out about 800 naira daily. It is estimated that the money generated from commercial drivers amounts to 225 million naira every day. That is 82 billion naira per year. Tricycles then generate 32 billion naira per year, while motorcycles raise 8 billion naira each year for these people. And they often collect the money by force. But who are these tax collectors and how are they able to impose their will on the people in this fashion? I mean, extortion is a crime, right? Well, the infamous Agbero thinks otherwise. Agbero is an informal word used to describe a person, usually a thug, who collects rates, fees, tolls, and other forms of tax around motor parks and most recently from market women. They usually parade themselves as a task force for the government working to enforce some policies and whatnot. Those at bus stops are often employees of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, a private association that collects tolls by any means necessary from all public transporters. A union that is becoming too powerful even for the state to control. But that is a story for another day. In Lagos, Agbero are non-state actors, but they are recognized by the state government. And while the state government has declared their activities illegal so many times, they continue to roam the streets, taking value from hardworking people. But how did the group become this powerful? You see, when Bela 𝗪𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗲 emerged governor of Lagos State in 1999, following the end of the military rule, he met a serious area boys problem. Young men and women of Lagos or Southwest origin who have dropped out of school. To survive, they had to resort to violent extortion of traders and transporters. He wanted a solution to the crisis, but he was having his own political crisis to deal with too. Tinubu wanted to consolidate his personal power base, so he created the 37 local government development areas, LCDAs, which then added to the constitutionally recognized 20 local government areas. All this then increased the local administrative units to 57. With this move, he was able to absorb the area boys and girls into the many organs of government he created. But there were so many, so those he could not absorb into the system were left to roam freely and continue with their effort of extortion as local government revenue agents, wearing various colors of uniforms and operating in the markets, motor parks, highways, and even bus stops. They also became part of the existing political machine. This was when the National Union of Road Transport Workers became more political. Even for those who have never been to Lagos, the name 𝗪𝗪𝗲𝗂𝗪 rings a bell when anything Lagos is mentioned. Born on 14th March 1975 in 𝗪𝗪𝗲𝗂𝗪, Lagos State, he has been a leader of National Union of Road Transport Workers, controlling his territory in 𝗪𝗪𝗲𝗂𝗪, one of the highly densely populated communities in Lagos State. 𝗪𝗪𝗲𝗂𝗪 has over the years been a Tinubu disciple. In September 2019, while a caretaker chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, 𝗪𝗪𝗲𝗪 hailed the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC, 𝗪𝗪𝗲 Judebela Tinubu, and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for supporting him to achieve the feat. This was months after allegations of mobilizing touts for the APC during the February 2019 election. It may also interest you to know that in 2018, Lagos State Governor at the time, 𝗪𝗪𝗲𝗿𝗲, threatened to replace the National Union of Road Transport Workers and the Agbero operations in bus stations. The following year, there were rumors of his falling out with the national leader of the APC, and he somehow lost the primaries and was replaced as governor. This is surely a powerful non-state organization that has the full backing of the state. But how do they operate? There are various motor parks in Lagos State. Each is manned by a chairman who oversees all the money collected in the park or parks in an area. One ticket tout operating in Ikorodu, northeast of Lagos, said he goes home with about 6,000 naira to 8,000 naira every day, while the chairmen go home with up to 10,000 to 15,000 naira daily. After taking a huge chunk of the money and sharing the rest to his subordinates, the chairman then leaves little in an account operated by his union. This is how chairmen like 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 have been able to amass such vast wealth that his children even school abroad. So yeah, the cuts from this chairman is no small amount, but the amounts left for the union itself, it's really sad. You see, of the 3,000 naira Agberos collect on average from each commercial bus, 1,800 naira from tricycles and 600 naira from motorcycles each day. Only 100 or 200 naira is submitted to local government area councils or LCDAs. Chairman of Ikeja Lagos Government Area, Mojeed Alabi Balogun, confirmed this, saying that his council receives 200 naira per day from each park, according to a detailed investigative reporting done on this by ICIR, which I will link down below for you to have a read. Most Agbero in Lagos do not issue tickets, making accountability to whoever they report to impossible. Due to the lack of regulation of this sector, it is possible for anyone to start collecting money from commercial buses, tricycles or motorcycles and do that for like 3 months without anyone asking questions. A driver sometimes can run into like 10 Agberos in a day, all of whom he will have to pay some form of taxes to. If he refuses to pay, they can simply park his vehicle, which will take a lot more money to bail himself. Few of the Agberos that issue tickets indicate like 300 to 400 naira, but collects 2,000 naira or more. This is how this unregulated and in fact criminal extortion is able to generate $300 million annually in Lagos State. But then you ask, what is done with all of this money? If the National Union of Road Transport Workers is generating this huge amount of money from taxes and levies on drivers, what contribution are they making to the development of this industry? Lagos is the most indebted state in Nigeria, with over 877 billion naira in debt. But somehow, every year, they lose over $300 million to Agberos in motor parks. According to the Auditor General of Lagos State, amounts collected as an agent of government or on behalf of third parties are not considered as revenue. In simple terms, transport taxes collected by Agberos who act as agents are not considered as revenues. This means the over $300 million is not even recorded in Lagos State annual financial statements. According to this investigative piece, the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service says on its website that road taxes are among the 25 taxes that are collected by the state government. But the agency provided no evidence on the website that road taxes are being collected by the state government. In fact, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, no agency in Lagos or even outside of it provides details of transport revenue generated by ticket touts. What this means is that Agberos go out on the street, tax people whatever they want, remit whatever they feel like whenever they feel like it, and build a personal fortune off the sweat of others. Okay, that sounds pretty much like the Italian mafia to me. But wait, this is not all the Agberos do. There's another function they perform, one which kind of makes them indispensable to politicians. This gives us an insight into why it is difficult to get rid of them. Real one, Akiolu, is the Oba of Lagos. Now, listen to what he had to say in 2015 as the country was getting ready to head to the polls.
On Saturday, if any one of you, I swear in the name of God Almighty Allah, goes against my good that Ambode, inshallah, will be the next governor of Lagos State. The person is going to die inside this place.
The traditional ruler was reportedly addressing a group of Igbo traders, and he made those comments, instilling fear in them. You see, the rise in the activities of these touts that are usually useful to these powerful men during election seasons have made the political climate in Lagos very dangerous. Back in February 2019, over a dozen men armed with bottles and clubs drove to one of the polling areas in Lagos State and caused a lot of trouble there. When the voters and everyone ran for safety, the men went into the polling unit to retrieve the ballot box. Cases of election day violence are common in Lagos State. So, for a state that has been ruled by just one party ever since the return to democracy, one will wonder if this is how they have been winning elections. But Beyond working as thugs for politicians, Agberos have been known to cause all manner of problems for the largest city in Nigeria. In February 2021, there was a fight between rival Agbero factions at 𝗪𝗲 in Lagos. The area was shut down for hours as violence went on. Police and other security agencies stayed away. On July 14, 2021, soldiers and Agberos fought at the popular Ladipo Auto Spare Parts Market, leading to the death of 5 people. These activities of touts have also raised transport costs across Lagos State. One road user interviewed said she earns a salary of 35,000 naira monthly, but spends more than 15,000 naira on transportation because of Agberos dictating fares to drivers and exploiting them. But where does this lead us? With the rising level of unemployment, school dropouts are increasing, making this Agbero a lucrative venture for these helpless young people. Lagos, ironically known as the center of excellence, is gradually descending into an unrecognized crime-laden state controlled by touts. And while the elite may sleep in their mansions on the island thinking they are safe, the business of thuggery may become even more lucrative. So much so that these touts will seize power one day. Little by little, they may begin to infiltrate systems, and then they will earn contracts, and soon enough they will begin to do favors for renowned politicians who will eventually owe them one, and then they will get their compensations, maybe just a minor political appointment, and then they will begin to sit at the tables where decisions about governance are made, where policies are made. We will suddenly not have educated men and women who have ideas that could propel the nation forward, but thugs from the streets who rose through the ranks by blood and sweat on the back of a lucrative business, a business of thuggery. Beware of Agbero. The street lord may be coming for us all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.